Hello everybody, I'm Sarah and I'm a recorder player. It's time for another favourites video. I was checking my channel and it seems like the last time I did one of these was a whole year ago. Sorry about that. I'm going to start off with my favourite instruments. I've got 3 different recorders to show you and none of them are normal. First up, the medieval double recorder. Mine is handmade by Francesco Li Virghi and it has been so wonderful to get into this beautiful sound. System is unlike anything I've played before, so it took a while to really get familiar with it. I've been performing, improvising with it. There's a video up on my channel and it's just a whole new but very exciting world. Now, this skill of playing a whole melody with one hand I have also been enjoying with the one-handed recorders. You've also seen this on my channel. I did a whole video with the OHMI Trust, which is the One-Handed Musical Instrument Trust, highlighting these amazing instruments. They're fully chromatic over 2 octaves and you can get them in versions for the right or the left hand. And I think it's so important how they're making music education accessible for so many more people. You can rent these from the OHMI Trust at the cost of £50 a year, excluding deposit and shipping. So if you want to start learning the recorder, but a one-handed instrument would benefit you, or you're a teacher with a student in the same position, then please contact the OHMI Trust. And the third bit unusual recorder I want to show you, this is a Waldorf pentatonic recorder by Mollenhauer. Now, I was teaching at Mollenhauer in April, as I have been for the past few years, and I saw this recorder and I thought it would be really nice for my 5-year-old daughter. It's a normal soprano recorder, but you can see that 4 of the holes, including the thumb hole, are filled in. This means when you play with the leftover holes, you hear pentatonic scale. No thumb hole, so it's much harder to make it squeak, and because it's made by Mollenhauer, we know it's going to be a nice, good quality sound. I bought this for my daughter. So here's the thing, she's 5. She's incredibly musical, she sings all day, she has a great ear for rhythm and pitch, but of course she is completely uninterested in being taught by me. So I wanted to give her a starter instrument that she can play with and enjoy. At this stage, I'm not so worried about teaching her the exact correct fingerings, but more about the connection between blowing, moving your fingers and your ears. Now, teaching with these pentatonic recorders, I've never done that in a professional capacity. I think you'd have to have a very clear method of how you would want to work on these with children. But for me, encouraging my kid at home, I think it's perfect. On to books. I'll warn you, this video is very book heavy, but the first one is an important one. The Recorder by David Lasocki and Robert Erlich. I cannot overstate how good this book is. I urge you, if you are anything of a recorder enthusiast, if I am anything of an influencer and can utilize my influencer capacities, go and buy this book. It is a comprehensive history of the recorder from the medieval times. Why are we finding all of these 12th century recorders in latrines up to the present day? It is well researched, thorough, but also very easy to read. Lots of diagrams, pictures, photos. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it is a joy to have this in the recorder library. It's published by Yale University Press, links in the description, of course. I'm very excited about this one, 24 Italian songs and arias by women composers. It's ostensibly for voice, but I would say all of these are directly translatable over to the recorder. You might have to octavate 1 or 2 notes, but they work beautifully. We have composers Leonora Orsini, Maddalena Casulana, Francesca Caccini, Vittoria Aliotti, Barbara Strozzi. I'm always trying to find new repertoire to diversify the repertoire I'm bringing to my students, and this is such an excellent starting point. Each of the composers listed in here I went and looked up, found more about them, found more pieces of them readily available on IMSLP. And this myth that, oh, we don't play classical music by female composers because they didn't exist, it's not true. And in the same vein, I have the 7 symphonies for 5 voices by Leonora Duarte. Whereas you could see the 24 Italian songs and arias more as your melody line with a continuo, the symphonies by Leonora Duarte are polyphonic music in quintet. Originally written for a consort of viols, they work perfectly on the recorder, and in fact the publisher provides the music both in clefs that we would use, let's say, and the original alto clefs, which we might not use. There's also a wealth of information about the noble Duarte family. They were a wealthy family in Antwerp in the 17th century, but they originally came from Portugal. They were a Jewish family and they had to disguise themselves as Catholics to avoid persecution. Next up, I was sent this recorder method by the lovely people at the Early Music Shop in the UK. It is Recorder for Beginners, The Tudor Way by Paul Harris. This is a beginner's method for descant recorder. There is a pupil's book and a teacher's book. And what I like is that it's all based on Tudor and early music. It starts off really from the beginning. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. But by the end of the book we have Bach, we have Vivaldi. So if you'd like a method from the beginning but really firmly in the early music tradition, then this is a very nice place to start. Books, books, books. A lot of books, but it would be remiss of me to not mention my own book. My favourite melodies, 14 concert-ready pieces for the soprano or tenor recorder with accompaniment from medieval to modern, and it's aimed at the intermediate player. I've just spent so much time this year working on this book, from creating the music, recording it, making the lesson videos, giving feedback on the cover design, doing the marketing, and now sending out signed copies. It feels like my whole life is this book, but I'm just happy to mention it again here now. You can get a signed copy on my web shop. I sign it on the front and then I write a little message on the inside. So this one this one I signed it Dear Fred. That was the wrong name. No one called Fred has ordered this book. I get asked a lot, am I going to make a second book for the alto? The answer is yes. What have I been doing apart from looking at books? Drinking tea. I'm in the UK a lot at the moment as I teach in London, and I've become completely obsessed with this Yorkshire tea biscuit flavour. Yeah, it's a box of tea bags, not much to show you, but it's delicious. So if I ever come to your house and you live in the UK, you can make me very happy by giving me a cup of this. There is something I want to mention in this video, but I'll be honest, there's something I want to mention as I come to edit this video sometime later. I cannot remember what it was I was going to mention. It was evidently important, but I couldn't quite find the words. What was it? Yeah. We'll never know. Let's wrap it up there, shall we? As always, you can subscribe to my channel by clicking on my face down here in the corner. Over here's the Team Recorder web shop where you can order my book as well as other Team Recorder based goodies, and here's some more videos. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye!